Higher education institutions are generating more digital content, hosting more prestige events, and publishing more research than at any point in history. Yet for many, enrollment and marketing teams, inbound web traffic from prospective students and global partners is stalling. The audience hasn't disappeared, they have migrated. Users are bypassing traditional search engines entirely, taking their queries to AI-driven interfaces like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google's AI overviews. This creates a zero-click reality. Users are asking complex questions, and the AI is synthesizing comprehensive answers directly on the results page. The query is fully resolved before a user ever has the chance to click an external link. This disruption bypasses the traditional digital marketing playbook for universities. Years of investment into standard search engine optimization are yielding diminishing returns because the foundational behavior of how people discover information has changed. Look at this side-by-side visualization. When a prospective student searches for best flexible online MBA programs on a traditional engine on the left, they get a list of blue links. On the right, the AI engine processes the same query and returns a singular, definitive paragraph marked only with small citation numbers. Because this is an AI interface, the user can then conduct a multi-turn conversation. They ask follow-up questions about credit transfers or tuition, and the text dynamically updates in real time. The user's intent is satisfied within this closed loop. As a result, the traffic path hits a wall at the engine interface, resulting in 0 outbound clicks to the institution's actual website. To maintain visibility, higher education must pivot from traditional SEO to generative engine optimization, or GEO. GEO is the active, deliberate engineering of your institutional content so that it becomes the trusted, cited source directly inside these large language model responses. Success in this environment means moving past the click and ensuring your institution's data is the foundation of the AI's final answer. To become that foundational source, we have to look at the mechanics of the engines themselves and ask how a large language model actually decides which data to retrieve. Traditional search algorithms scan for static keyword density and inbound backlink profiles. LLMs do not. LLMs are designed to interpret multi-turn conversational intent. They bypass general topic overviews in favor of structurally rigid, highly authoritative answers. This split logic flow illustrates the difference. On the left, the deep red path shows traditional SEO, a linear march from keywords to the index to a ranked link. On the right, the lime green network maps AI retrieval, mapping prompt to context to retrieval and finally generation. When a user asks a highly specific follow-up question, the linear SEO model shatters. AI retrieval requires conversational presence. Your institution's data must be dense and robust enough that it remains the cited anchor source across an evolving, unpredictable string of user inquiries. SEO was built to capture search volume. GEO must be built to capture and sustain conversational intent. The primary filter these engines use to verify conversational intent is known as the EEAT signal: expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Many teams assume that churning out high volumes of SEO-optimized summary blog posts will secure AI citations. In reality, LLMs are explicitly engineered to identify and ignore derivative, summarized content. Instead, they heavily reward verifiable first-party expertise backed by fresh, original data. We can see how this benefits universities by looking at the GEO architecture stack. The middle layer here represents a vast library of primary data. Universities naturally possess archives of exactly what the AI wants: named professors, credentialed researchers, and expert panel discussions. The generic blog post is rejected by the retrieval model, while the raw transcript, dense with factual evidence, is absorbed. Institutions do not need to invent new expertise for AI. They simply need to stop obscuring their greatest assets with derivative marketing copy. To see how this works in practice, rethink how you process standard events, like an academic panel discussion on campus. A single panel discussion naturally produces the exact multimodal formats that LLMs prioritize. This branching asset tree visualizes the two distinct paths a marketing team can take. The first path flattens the hour-long discussion into a single summarized recap article. Stripped of its deep data, it is ignored by AI retrieval models, resulting in 0 citations. The GEO path fractures the event into its raw constituent parts: full video, clean audio, a raw transcript, and isolated Q&A snippets. The raw transcript is particularly vital. Unpolished, expert dialogue provides the precise density of verifiable facts that an LLM relies on to build its responses. Isolating the Q&A snippets allows you to directly intercept user prompts. When a user asks an AI a question, your expert's recorded answer is already neatly packaged for retrieval. Institutional content production must shift from summarizing events to manufacturing verifiable data streams. Generating the right formats is only half the equation. You also need the technical architecture to guarantee those formats are successfully crawled and digested. Looking back at the GEO architecture stack, the top layer dictates structural formatting. Text must be presented as a clear, specific question, immediately followed by a concise, authoritative answer. Beneath the text, clean site architecture and structured HTML headings are required. They provide the map AI crawlers use to navigate your domain. Page speed is equally critical. Sluggish domains cause models to abandon the crawl. Finally, precise schema markup translates your text into machine-verifiable entities, defining the relationships between your faculty, programs, and institution. Once the architecture is secure, you can build evergreen intent hubs to consolidate domain authority. This involves using high-visibility seasonal pages, like application deadlines or major campus events, to actively funnel search authority down to your highly specific, lower-volume programmatic pages. Faculty expertise is invisible to AI if the institution's technical foundation is broken. Successfully implementing GEO requires coordination between the creators of academic content and the architects of the digital platform. The academic and event teams producing the raw data must collaborate with the marketing and SEO teams publishing it. Institutions cannot thrive if content creators and publishers operate in silos. They must align on these strict requirements for AI retrieval. The immediate next steps are clear. Teams must audit their current digital strategy, halt the production of low-value derivative summaries, and pivot their editorial calendars to AI-friendly Q&A formats. Utilize the provided GEO Starter checklist to begin retrofitting your existing institutional assets today. Establishing these data streams serves a larger objective: identifying and capturing high-potential students worldwide. This is where the God Mode platform serves as a critical node. God Mode provides institutions with a unified, transparent portal specifically designed for global student discovery. God Mode solves the problem of fragmentation by hosting university and institution listings in a structured, transparent format. This provides the AI retrieval engines with a verified, centralized source for the expert-led data we've discussed. Take the first step by claiming your university and institution listing on the God Mode platform via the provided link. In the era of AI search, success belongs to those who adapt. The institutions that systematically structure their knowledge for machine retrieval will ensure their programs are surfaced to the next generation of students.